Hi guys, I'm going to continue working on my ArchiCAD intro assignment. I have a slab and exterior walls so far. I'm going to now draw some interior walls. So we're still going to use our wall tool, but when I go to my settings here, I want to make sure that from the favorites, I choose the interior generic. And again, we want the interior to be 2x4. So right now my size is locked at 5 inches. I'm going to click off of that so that I can change it to 4 inches. We want our interior walls to be 4. And I kind of mentioned this in the other video, but we want, because we have a second story slab, we don't want our walls to be 10 feet high. We want them to only be 9 so that it meets right up with that second story slab. So I want to come over here and uncheck the second floor and hit not linked. I don't want it to link to the second floor. So instead of 10 feet, we're going to do 1 foot less. So if your story settings were 9 feet, your interior walls are going to be 8 feet. So it's 1 foot less than what you have your story settings at. Okay, and then again, you can mess with the model. So this is your interior wall. So remember I made the interior light green on my other one, so I'm going to make it match. So I'm going to make all of this stuff that light green so it matches my other one. Okay, all right, and hit OK. Okay, so now, especially when you guys get to the tiny house, you're gonna have specific spots that you wanna start your walls from. So up here, there's some really useful tools to getting the right measurements. So this option right here that's got the little check mark, if you hit the drop down arrow, these are called snap points. So I'm gonna go ahead and set my snap points to a distance. So I'm going to draw a little room in this corner. Maybe it's a bathroom or something. So I need an interior wall coming down and this way as well. So, and I want it to come in 6 feet from the inside corner. So I want to set so I have it set to distance, and actually mine's already set here, but if that wasn't 6 feet, we can click this bottom option that says set snap point value. So you can change it to whatever you want. So it doesn't have to be 6 feet, it could be 3 feet, 10 feet. You can be even more specific. You can do 5 feet, 10 inches, whatever you want. So I want 6 feet, so I'm going to leave it. So as I zoom in a little, I want it 6 feet from this corner. So you'll notice that as I kind of hover over this wall, you guys can see those little tick marks that pop up. That first tick mark is exactly 6 feet from the corner. Now notice if I were to do the outside wall, they're in a little bit different place because it's going from that corner. So the tick marks will pop up on whatever side you are looking at. So I want it from the inside corner, so I want this tick mark. Okay, and the check mark will happen right when I'm on it. Those little guidelines are super helpful. Now, same thing, I want the outside of my wall to be 6 feet away, so notice how my bold line is facing. So I'm going to use this guy, outside face. I'm going to switch it to inside face. So now notice the bold part is on the outside of my room. And that's really what I want, so that the outside of the wall is truly 6 feet from the corner. Now I want it to go, I don't know, let's say maybe 8 feet down. So I can type in 8 feet, tick mark, and hit enter. And that will make it exactly 8 feet. And then I can come off of it whichever direction I need to. And I'm going to come close it. That little perpendicular sign lets me know that it's meeting at a perfectly right angle. So I'm going to click to close it, and I'm going to click twice there to finish. I just clicked once, it would let me keep drawing. I clicked twice to close it, and you'll notice it merges really nicely with that exterior wall. Okay, so let's check out our 3D model. Okay, so you can see my interior wall, it's shorter than my exterior. That's okay, because there's a slab that's going to go on top here. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys another cool tool in this video. This is called the Explore tool. So it's the little man down here by the zoom option and orbit option. If you click it and hit 3D Explore, your mouse is like your eyes. So if I move my mouse down, it's like I'm looking down. If I move my mouse up, it's like I'm looking up. And if you use your arrow keys, it allows you to move. So if I move the mouse and arrow keys kind of simultaneously, I can actually walk through walls and into my house. And as I move my mouse, my viewpoint changes. So there's those walls that I just created. Okay, pretty cool, huh? So this is the 3D Explorer. To get out of it, you just hit escape. And then if you want to go back to like the original zoom, you can hit this little zoom option right here, and it kind of centers it back so you can see the whole thing again. Okay, so there are interior walls. Next, we're going to look at how to add doors and windows. Okay, so let's go back to our drawing view, first floor. Okay, doors and windows are also tools over here. So we're going to add one exterior door, one interior door. So door tool right here, and our favorite button, this guy to pick settings. So we're going to choose the door. You guys can pick whatever you want. So this is what the library has, everything in here. And you guys can kind of scroll through these folders, find the one you like. I want an exterior door because I want the outside, so I'm going to do entrances. Oh, and these are like commercial entrances. Maybe I don't want that. Doors and frames. Maybe I want wood doors. Yeah, wood entrance doors. Okay, so maybe I'll pick this one. Okay, over here, you guys can see that my dimensions are 3 feet wide for the door, 6 foot 8 inches. Most of this is standard default. You can leave it just like it is. So I'm just going to hit OK. And I'm going to choose where I want my door. Now notice my snap points popped up again. Those are all 6 feet apart. So if you have a specific measurement, you can change those snap point values. I'm just going to put mine, actually maybe I will show you guys that. I'm going to change mine to half. I want my door halfway through. So now the snap point that pops up, there's only one tick mark and it's exactly halfway. Now that little sun I wanted on the outside of my house, that's essentially showing where the sun would be, the natural daylight. And you guys can choose how you want your door to swing. So you can move it around and see what looks nice. I want mine to be this way. So I'm going to click and then there's my door. Interior door, so I want a door to my little room right here. So I'm going to come back. I'm still on my door tool, but now I'm going to come back and change my doors to an interior door. And it doesn't really matter what you guys pick. It's kind of whatever you want. Okay, I'm just going to pick this one right here. Okay, same thing. These are kind of standard sizes, although interior a lot of times is 2 feet 6 inches or 2 feet 8 inches. So if you want to change it, you sure can. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to change it so it's a little skinnier and hit OK. And same thing, I have my snap point set to half, so that little tick mark pops up. And again, you can choose which way you want it to swing. I'm going to have it open this way. Okay, so you guys can kind of mess with that however you want it to be. And now you have those 2 doors. Window, same exact thing. We have a tool. Come up here to select your settings. And tons and tons and tons of options. So you guys can scroll through the folders, see which ones you like. Casement are kind of the most basic ones, but they have some cool, more fancy ones if you want. Special windows, lots and lots of options. So let's say I want this oval window. Again, here's dimensions. So if they're too big or too small, you can totally adjust how wide and how tall they are. This is how far above it is from the floor. Okay, so from story 1, how high above the ground is it? It's the top of it 6 feet above the ground. You guys are welcome to adjust that as you want. So I'm gonna hit OK. And here's my window. And notice I want the sun not inside the house, I want it outside the house. And we'll put it halfway on this wall. Snap. And this is my window, I think does open, so it's asking which way I want it to hinge. Doesn't really matter, you guys can choose. Okay, so I've got all those. Let's check it out in our 3D view. All right, exterior door, interior door, and window. Pretty cool. All right, so we just covered interior walls, doors, and windows. So a lot in that video. You guys can kind of play with those tools, add them as you see fit, and make sure you're just checking them off on your list as you go.